All right, welcome to the first pilot episode of the, what's it called right now, the Bob and Cory Show.
You are
Bob.
And I'm Cory.
Or Robert.
Or Cory.
Just don't, yeah. There's other names you can call us, but don't use those.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to kind of come to you on a semi-regular basis, talk about things of the day.
Kind of feel like we have to do cheers.
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 And
it's just coffee.
We're going to talk about business, marketing, some politics, carefully.
Yeah, don't get mad at the politics stuff. Seriously, take a deep breath. It's like,
it's going to be good.
You're not going to really know whether we're, Republican, Democrat, Independent.
We're Republican.
We're Americans.
Republic-creditarians.
That's right.
Yeah, so we'll blend
with
together.
no creditarian to us.
So we'll talk about lots of things, and but this is our first episode, so we're gonna we wanted to start off. It's the holidays. It's around Christmas 2012, episode 1. And last night I made something.
What'd you make?
I made moonshine.
Did you?
Yeah, there's something on the lip of your glass. But
oh,
anyway, so
it's got steam coming out.
I made moonshine, and it's got apple cider. It's got cinnamon sticks.
Okay, so if it's 5 in the morning, this is okay.
This is perfect because it's
okay. So this is like apple juice.
It's after 5 somewhere. So try it. Ready? Here we go. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year
and Happy Hanukkah.
That's good, isn't it?
Well, I don't have a cold. I had one.
It cures all diseases. So anyway,
there you go.
We want to start off by talking about things of the day. Just yesterday on Facebook, I was posting about Instagram.
Okay. What's Instagram?
Really? Okay,
yeah.
So Instagram is this application you can on your phone.
Slow down.
You can post pictures of, you can document your life, and my daughter uses it like crazy, but document everything. But you can share it, and now Facebook bought it, so Facebook owns Instagram now.
Okay, so I would use this how? I take a picture.
You can modify it real quick, like kind of Photoshop
send a picture to you.
Yeah, you post it on your Instagram wall, and then it posts to your.
So
Facebook
why are people doing that?
Because it documents their life. They're always doing this all the time, taking pictures of themselves,
Yeah.
So it documents. So anyway, so because you're posting, I use it to post my my artwork that I do, my photo work. And now it's going to say that you agree that a business or other entity may pay us to display your username, likeness, photos in connection with paid or sponsored content or promotions without any compensation to you. And so my friends were saying, well, geez, they said they're not going to do that, though. They're not going to sell your stuff, and they're not going to. But if it's in writing, what people need to realize is what's in writing supersedes what's orally said by any company.
Right. So they can make money off of something that you post.
It's huge, yeah. And it can show up on some condom commercial.
So now what's going on?
Well, people are arguing about it, and I dropped my account yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Well, based on this, I'm not going to do it. So I can sign back up later.
But Facebook bought them.
Facebook bought them. Good investment. So, but what's funny is that Twitter just dropped them as an automatic way to link to Twitter because they're upset because, anyway, there's some big politics about it. But people need to realize contractually is what's ever in writing supersedes.
Right, absolutely.
So they say, oh, I wouldn't do that. Say, show me.
No, absolutely.
No, absolutely. So what do you got going on?
I don't have any Instagrams.
Some cliff coming out here.
There's this fiscal cliff. Yeah, everybody's.
I should go back to coffee. I'm going back to coffee.
So, before we get into that, I think people don't even know who you are. I mean, except for the 3 people that we have actually that watch this.
We have
podcast.
3 watchers.
Yeah,
you're one.
They know who you are and what you do. Tell me who you are and what you do.
All right, I got my degree in business and marketing from Western.
Okay.
Several years ago, and my 50th birthday is this weekend.
Happy birthday!
Thank you very much. Yeah. So I got my degree in marketing.
Am I going to your?
You are going.
Oh, all right. Do I have to get you anything?
You're the chaperone. Anyway, so I got that. I went off into hit my career goals early, like 3 years out of college, and decided to do something different with my life. And I became a massage therapist, which just blew my friends away.
Okay, backing up. He actually created his own degree.
At Western?
Yeah, you didn't like it.
So I didn't like the business degree or the communications.
So he made it up, and I couldn't believe they'd let it go. But
but I got Western to take it. Yeah. So I got my degree, did that, and I ended up started a massage school in a hospital. So we had one of the first hospital-based massage schools in the country. Did medical work, and then just a couple of years ago, after a decade of doing that, I started doing seminars for physicians and therapists around the country on soft tissue injuries. But all along, I've been doing marketing consulting work for companies.
What do you like to do the most?
I like both. It's left brain and right brain, fixing folks, making them better, and also helping companies, fixing their companies and making them work better. So I've worked with everything from massage therapists, obviously, but like radio stations and matchmaking companies.
So, Bob and I are friends. Like, we've been friends for a while. Good friends. And you'd think having a massage therapist as your friend would be, beneficial. And it's beneficial if you need to get fixed. It is not that beneficial if you want a massage that kind of feels good. And he doesn't do that.
We both cause pain. He does my taxes, and
it causes pain.
I fix his back. They're both painful.
And so I'm not happy about that.
So anyway, and then I started really working with a lot of companies in marketing, and especially with the new economy, things are kind of crazy with that. And so I ended up writing a book for massage therapists that's part business and part marketing. Oh, the plug. Renegade's Guide to Massage Therapy. What's funny, though, is that the first part of the book goes clear back to my childhood, delivering papers and learning about features versus benefits. And the photographer who took my picture in this,
wasn't you?
Valerie Terrell. She actually married a childhood friend of mine, but she mentioned this book to her photographers group, and now they're using that to help them in their marketing. So service is service, regardless of what business you're in, it's all the same.
Excellent book. We can talk about this.
Yeah,
I think we can talk about.
We'll get to more later.
Yeah,
but
we'll get to more.
Anyway, but then the back part's about massage, and she kept reading, thinking, "Oh, this will bore me." But it's about challenging what the norm is, and in any profession, people just accept what's always been done as being normal, and that's not always the case.
So the renegade is
breaking the norms. Yeah, I was told a lot of things. Like in school, we were told, never do this. It'll cause cancer or spread cancer. It's like, that's not going to happen. So you go medically based. Just challenge what your profession is.
Right. Yeah, I deal with that too.
So anyway, you got a cliff coming up.
We got a cliff. So
fiscal cliff, which means fiscal means not responsibility, apparently.
End of the year. Fiscal. Actually, it should be calendar cliff. Calendar year. I don't know. So I am a CPA, certified public accountant, and I've been doing this for 25 years, and never thought I was going to be an accountant. I thought I was going to be on the beaches in Hawaii and just be a surfer. That didn't work out. Not a lot of money in that. So a lot of what I do is deal with the taxes. I deal with business consulting. Mostly what I do is try to make small businesses become successful, and I think that's why we're here. Just to try, part of why we're here, just try to help people be successful.
Well, people think, well, I don't know a business, so this doesn't matter. But if you work for a business, if you're not part of their success, then you're a liability to them versus a benefit,
right,
or an asset.
Yeah, and my business, obviously, if they're successful, then I get to keep them as a client, hopefully, right? So that's beneficial to me. So
that's my ice.
We hearing that? So is that rice ready?
Nice
coffee. So part of this fiscal cliff that I'm getting a lot of phone calls, and people are freaking out. What do I do? Do I buy and sell my stocks, bonds? And I see everything. I see what's happening in your house. We got clocks. We got everything going. So I've been, the bottom line is everybody wants to know how this affects them. So this is just what I do for a living. This is just a tax thing, right? So I found this kind of nifty little site. I think it's WashingtonPost.com has a little deal. I don't know how accurate it is, but I think it, based on what I've seen, it's reasonably accurate. It kind of has under the Democrat plan, under the Republican, and then Republican plan, and then if nothing happens, which right now where we're at, nothing's happening.
Right.
Something's going to happen. I mean, they have really all next year to change all the taxes for 2013.
It is December 20th.
But at the end of 2012, we're in December. What they call the Bush tax cuts end, and along with everything else. And then, of course, we have what was called Obamacare, begins next year, which is also a form of a tax increase to some. So under this, it says fiscal cliff calculator. What does it mean for me? I thought this was kind of cool. So you actually can pick like the single guy, with no children who makes, $20,000 a year. His taxes will go up about $800.
Seriously?
If nothing happens.
A single making $20,000, it goes up $800.
Yeah. If he makes $46,000, it goes $1,310. I mean, that's a lot of money. I'm sorry, that's
So it's actually taxing.
Tax everybody.
The poor.
Everybody gets taxed.
People think it's just
everybody's taxes go up, right? So let's just say let's go to married, no children. what do they call that?
A TV show, Married with Children?
No, actually.
Married, no children.
DINK, double income, no kids.
There you go, DINK.
Let's say $57,000, their income, their taxes are going to go up $2,262. You know, reasonable. But say they make the $100,000, it's going to go up $4,000.
So okay, so if they make $100,000, and some poor guy's making $20,000.
Yeah, right.
One goes up 800, one goes up 400. That's huge.
I mean, the only thing that here, if you go all the way over to married, 65 and over, probably no kids.
Right.
Okay.
Well, not today.
And they make $52,000 a year. Their taxes go up $690.
All right.
So what I can see at this, if you go to married, 2 children, double income, 2 kids. Okay, that doesn't work. $75,000, their income's going to go, or their taxes. Did I say income? Their taxes will go up $3,289.
That's still a chunk.
So you can see everybody, you know, between whether you're single or married, with kids, without kids, we're talking what, $1,000 to $3,000 to $4,000,
right,
per family. You know, and if those of you maybe put that away for vacation, that's a big deal. You know, or you want to buy a new set of tires for your car at Costco. I don't know. I mean, this is money you could have in your pocket if nothing's done.
Well,
so
hopefully they'll figure it out, because right now it's a political issue. A lot of people.
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously something's going to happen, and from my industry, we know the tax rates will probably go up, whether they go up for the millionaire or the half millionaire or what they do. But taxes will go up.
Any advice? Of course, by the time they see this, it's probably going to be after the first of the year. But obviously, talk to your CPA before the year's up versus after the year and say.
Yeah, I think there's situations out there where you need to talk to your CPA and find out what you should do, or a tax preparer. Oh, I kind of lean towards the CPA because, you know, I kind of like them.
Are you a little biased?
Yeah, I'm a little biased. And talk to them. You don't have much time now, but and see what you may or may not need to do. I don't necessarily think it's a panic situation. There's not much you can do about it right now, except for certain situations.
No.
So.
Well, fun.
Yeah.
Makes for good news.
So I want to talk about your book. So Bob's got a book. I'm proud of him because some of you don't know that Bob started his first business. We started it on a napkin, little bar napkin.
In a bar?
In a bar, actually. I remember asking the gal for a pen, and we just started off his whole life on a bar napkin, which was a massage therapy school.
Right.
And I just wrote basics, you know. So how much you want to charge? And I think, how much were you charging?
10 grand.
About 10 grand. So I just took 10 grand. And I says, what are your costs? So we figured out rent. We figured out how much it would cost for
advertising and such.
Advertising and books. I think we multiplied it by what, 20, 30 students?
Well, we're thinking worst case 10, best case 25, 30.
And at the time, I don't remember, you were working for a building company? Where were you working?
When we talked about the school, I was already a therapist, but yeah. Going way back.
Oh, that's right. You were just on your own,
right,
trying to do that. That's right. And then we tried to figure out this. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So being the accountant, I just
crunching numbers.
We crunched numbers, and I said, "Stop me when I'm seeing something that's not right here." And sure enough, after a while, you got to see a profit.
Made sense.
Yeah. And the economy was a little bit better.
I made profit my first year. The second year, I invested into a
yeah, but you took risk. I mean, you went into a hospital, but first year it went real well, and from there your business took off to where you.
Well, I go back. My business training started. I was in 6th grade. I got a job as a paper boy, and they had us go out and sell subscriptions. And I had this. My mom says, "Oh, well, you know, go ahead and go out and do that." And I couldn't sell anything, and so she said, "Well, our family friend Steve Shorb, he said he's a smart kid and he sells a lot of stuff for the paper." And so he took me out and we knocked on the first door, and I said, "Hi, I'm Bobby Haase, and I'm with the LMP paper. Would you like to take it?" And they said,
wait, you said Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby back then. Just saying.
Okay.
It's way back. So anyway,
can I use that now?
No.
Okay.
So anyway, they said no, and so they slammed the door. And my friend goes, "What was that?" And I said, "Well, they said no." He says, "No, they didn't. They just didn't say yes to the right question." And so, or they said no to the wrong question. So he knocks on the same door again. I was like, "Oh my God!" You know. So he was horrified, and he knocks on the door and he says, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. My friend here didn't understand how to offer this. This is an amazing offer to you with paper." And she goes, "I don't want to take it." He says, "Well, why is that?" She goes, "I can't afford it." He said, "Ma'am, you can't afford not to." And he starts talking about the coupons and how much she could save. And she says, "Well, I can't even afford the time to read it." He goes, "Well, actually, it's written in such a way that you can read the first part of each." And every time she had something that she was objecting about, he had a reason that was actually a good reason to have the paper. And he said, well, do you want to start next Thursday or Friday? And she said, Thursday works. And so we started the paper and went to the next door and the next door. And I ended up being one of the top salesmen doing paper sales for them. And it was just a lot of fun.
So he taught you how to overcome objections.
There you go. But he also talked about
I learned that in my marketing class. That apparently you didn't have to take it at the same university because you get to create your own.
That's right. Anyway, we often look at our business and we say, well, that's got a, whatever pipe fitter attached to it. And what does that mean to the customer? So you're a CPA, they think, well, he just crunches numbers, but you offer a benefit. What's the benefit in your business? And if people don't know what the benefit is versus just the feature, or in my field, like, well, I do this brand of massage therapy. Who cares? Does the client even know?
Well, we both get to see different sized businesses, whether the success of them and the failures of them. Yeah. So you see it, hands on, and mine's a little bit. They come to my office and show me what they got. So numbers in my profession, numbers don't lie. So tell me about. So is that story in here?
Yeah.
Okay. With many other stories?
A lot.
Okay. And my
mom's cheesecake recipe.
So what else is the sole purpose? Does this talk about marketing?
A lot, yeah.
Okay.
It talks about testing and comparing and marketing.
Is it mostly about massage, or is it anybody can get this book?
It's actually about, it's all about what takes to be a successful therapist. So massage therapy and challenging the profession.
So can I skip part of the massage thing, or
you could, but you still see about challenging what the norm is.
How it applies to business in general. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually this book can apply to everybody. It doesn't have to be a massage therapist.
But the cheesecake recipe, my mom...
That's in here?
Yeah. This is why. My mom back in junior high, she said, hey, I'm trying to find the best cheesecake recipe. Yeah. And every other night for like a month, we had a different cheesecake. And she kept contrasting and comparing, and we kept giving notes. But the point is she was testing what worked, what didn't work. And in business, it's the same thing. So people often will run an ad and say, well, I'll keep running that ad until we're rich. Well, they don't test and see, well, does the blue postcard work better than the green postcard? Does the little bold-faced type work better than having a different headline? And they don't test and compare. Same thing.
Are you talking about that in here too?
Yeah. So it's not just about cheesecake, but it's a great recipe.
Oh.
I grew up with
it. Looks really good. Wow.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, last thing I mentioned about marketing is that just this week, a friend of mine, so I was looking for, so when you make this moonshine.
Back to the moonshine.
Yeah. He said use Everclear, and I said, I use Everclear.
And why did you make moonshine?
Because it's really good and it's holidays.
Wait,
this is cinnamon sticks.
Now this is just your grandpa?
No.
This is your grandpa's?
It's a long story. Okay. Anyway, but a friend of mine, Matt, down in Centralia, he says, well, there's a distillery down here. You should use theirs. And he gives me the name, and I literally Google the name, and it was number 10 out of the first page of listings. And I Googled their actual name, and it didn't show up till 10. And a friend of mine said, well, try it on Bing. And so I tried it on Bing, and they were on the second page. Their own name. So if you Google Robert Haase, Haase, Google my name, I'm probably a good number of the first ones on there. And I'm just a guy. And so if a company can't show up with their own name, so you actually called me up a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was me.
And you said, I'm not showing up in my market.
Oh, no, I was on page 22.
Page 22. Yeah. Bonus. So, and within, less than a month, you were in...
Less than a month, I was number 3.
Right. And so...
Not third page, number 3rd listing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
So it's all about, who are you? If you don't know who you are, you're screwed. But
well, you had some secrets, too. You can't disclose because you'd have to kill me.
So that's on my marketing program, which is a cruise, by the way, coming up in January in the Caribbean.
Yeah, but they can't go to that now.
No, it's too late. But next year.
But the next time you have.
That's a lot of fun. We talk about important marketing things.
Are you bringing this? Or talking about this?
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. So anyway, if you don't have this book, Renegade Guide for Massage Therapy, I highly recommend it.
Well, bless your heart.
It's a good book. And you want to talk about my book?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Should we talk about it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and interview me.
So, Cory, tell me about your background.
Oh, my background?
Let's go clear back to
I thought we were going to talk about my book.
How'd you get where you are?
How did I get from where I started in grocery, stocking shelves, became a cashier, paid my way through college, and I have 2 brothers that are CPAs, and I'm a CPA. Of course, everybody thought my dad was a CPA. Wasn't. Was a part owner in a plywood mill, of all things, cabinet maker. And then I went to work for the Big 8. They called it the Big 8, one of the big, huge CPA firms, and
which preceded the Big 10.
And now it's Big 4, Big 3, Big 2. And it was a good experience for me. It was downtown Seattle. And I worked in the privately owned and emerging business department and did everything, tax, finances, and consulting. And it was a good experience, except
it's Christmas time. People are buying presents like crazy. and they either have cash.
Wait. It's Christmas?
Sure.
And I got to buy presents.
Yeah.
When's Christmas? A couple days?
It's a couple days. But good news is tomorrow's the last day you can get 2-day shipping on Amazon, which we get no.
But not on everything. I hate that.
Really? Well, if they don't
Amazon, I love you, except this. Okay? Here's the deal. And, you know, I'm a CPA, he's marketing, we combine these. Here's the idea. If you make everybody who's going to sell under you comply with the 2-day Prime membership deal, or you can't be in it, I'm telling you, you've got gold.
That'll make you happy.
Yeah. And a lot of things are shipped in 2 days. But, you know, it is aggravating during Christmas. You go online and like, sorry, hope to get it there by December 29th. Well, that's helpful. You know, so.
You want to hear something cool, though? Because I know you're going to talk about money and finances when it comes to this. But my book, if you called today and ordered a 24-hour shipping on my book, they would.
Is this Prime member? Like if you're a Prime member?
Yeah, but if you order my book, they will print the book that day and ship it the same day.
Wow.
And you'll receive it the next day.
So tell people what Prime membership is.
So Prime is you pay, what, $79 a year?
I think it's about
80,
that.
whatever, $80.
And you get what?
You get 2-day shipping on everything. Yeah. Well, everything that, a lot of things.
Is Amazon
are they going to
give us anything for this?
Not at all.
Like free advertising for them.
Not at all. But you do that, and then you also get a bunch of movies and stuff for free for streaming movies and things. But it's pretty. But the cool thing is, so my book's on Kindle too. But Amazon's smart, so they have this thing where they could say, okay, look, we're going to give you a 35% commission as an author on your book, but if you sell it on Kindle for under, this is for Kindle only, under $10, we'll give you a 70% commission. So what that means is if I sell it for $20, I make the same as if I sell it for $9.99, give or take a penny. So I make twice as much commission for $9.99 as I would for $20, which means it's the same commission. So people are selling all these books for $9.99 on Kindle.
You may not want to tell everybody that, because then when it does go up to $20, they're gonna go.
But you can also borrow it if you're a Prime member. You can borrow my book.
Yeah, you can
for
borrow
free.
the book. Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Anyway, okay, so people are buying things. They're spending money they don't have, which means they're using credit.
Yeah. So so part of what I do is I help people with their finances and try to be debt-free kind of thing. And
Do you ever help our government because they haven't figured that out yet?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But
I don't care what party you are.
I mean, I hope it happens that someday. But so a lot of people, you know, that's kind of that was that fad thing of trying to be debt-free and and then, you know, accept your house, and then it's like, well, yeah, we're going to pay off your house. So we did that. We were able to go debt-free for a while. I'm not anymore, but I was. And
because you bought that double wide.
Yeah, I bought that double wide on the wheels.
If you leave the wheels on, you can leave
the wheels on, just in case you need to move quickly. Yeah. And anyway, so I try to keep people from at least their credit card debt. You know, I mean, there's and the credit card debt is it's amazing. It has actually, you know, it's kind of averaged out over the past few years since the economy has sucked.
Because all the credit card companies close people's accounts.
But it is amazing how many people have credit cards. I mean, it's the average credit card debt is $15,000, over $15,000.
Really?
Yeah. And the average mortgage debt is about $150,000. The average student loan is about $35,000.
Wow.
So there is in an average household, there's 3 credit cards. Okay, per person. Not the kids.
So like a husband and wife.
A husband and wife has 2 to 3 credit cards. Okay.
Wow.
So now the average balance, not credit card debt, could be $15,000 per card. I'm not sure whether I think it's $15,000 per
total debt.
person.
Yeah.
In all their credit cards. Yeah, that's a chunk.
So put this together, 2 people, that's one person's college debt.
Well, I mean, here was what I had. People came to my office and says, "Well, Cory, I can go buy a car and have 0% interest. Remember the 0% interest? Right? Like, why would I want to pay something? I can make money on my, you know, keeping my money in the investment account, and then just pay my deals." And I said, "Why don't I pay that off?" I said, "You know, you got a good point. I mean, if you have something that you could make, you know, 5% or 10% or whatever on, I mean, it seems like, why would you want to pay that?" The problem is, even though they say it, most don't do it. What do they do with the money? So they're spending it someplace else. Yeah. That's what the average consumer, 90+% of them do. They just spend that money. So what I told them is, well, the difference between that 0% interest and paying it off is, if I paid it off and you use a 0% interest. The difference is you got to go to work tomorrow and I don't. In other words, debt determines your future. Right. You've got to pay it off. If you may have if you have the money in the bank and you actually did use that to pay your payment, then congratulations. But most people don't. So,
which is why I recommend not working.
Not working is good. But there's a young couple that was there at Sears yesterday. I was going and doing some Christmas shopping. I was actually doing a little Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
And a young couple in there was applying for a Sears credit card. Not that there's anything wrong with a Sears credit card. It's just I could tell this couple probably should not be getting a credit card. I think they wanted to do some Christmas shopping. They didn't have the money. And just watch them go through the whole thing. And I have to tell you, I was like, please don't let them have the credit card. Please don't let them. So they're filling out the whole application right there, and put your annual income. And the guy says, so put your address. So he puts his address down, and the Sears clerk says, so you live with your parents? Yeah. Okay, just a minute. I got to go talk to my superior. So he walks off and comes back. He says, well, I'm just going to put that you're renting. I go, okay. So put down how much you pay for rent. And I don't know if the guy put 0 or what he put down. And then he says, now put your annual income down. And then at the end he said, sorry, it's been denied. But I can't tell you why it's been denied. I don't know. They'll send you a letter or whatever. But yeah, I'm really sorry about that. They didn't seem very surprised, actually.
Well, I had someone recently who wanted to pick my brain about business, and they said, hey, I'll buy you lunch. I said, oh, okay, great. So we went to a really inexpensive place. It was a Chinese or Thai food or something. And when she went to pay the bill, the waitress came and she she puts down 3 credit cards and says, try them all. I'm not sure which one has any space on it left, but I thought, it's $12. Anyway, so don't live on credit because it'll mess your life up. And
yeah, I mean, it's there's people that handle it. They use their credit card and they pay it off every month, that kind of thing. But typically, if you use a credit card as opposed to using cash, so to speak, you increase your spending by up to 25%. It used to be the thought was 15%. So you've actually increased your standard of living by about 25%.
Right.
Because you're trying to buy something you probably shouldn't yet.
Well, we're gonna wrap things up. A little business advice for the day, and our first podcast. So hopefully it went okay. Hopefully you can hear us all right. We didn't slap our hands on the table too much or knock our cups down, which I do.
Or get too close to the microphone.
But we have to say goodbye with a toast to the moonshine.
Merry Christmas.
The Bob and Cory Show. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa,
and Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Woo! All right, bye.